More Quake Pro League action is about to begin here as we move on to our second block of games of the night. It should be some exciting stuff. GNiK to kick us off. What are you thinking about that one, Zoo?
GNiK and psygib. I think it's a tough game for GNiK, especially when you're on a road to recovery from a game versus Dahang. But it also depends how good psygib's Christmas and New Year's has been to see what kind of shape that we're going to be getting from him. But I really think it's psygib's game to lose. He should be able to lock this one down. I hold him in such high regard within the Quake Pro League that I don't think it'll be an easy 3-0, but I would expect it to be some form of 3-0.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you there on that one. I feel like that is fair to say. Psygib, obviously a name that's going to be a lot more familiar for everyone at home. I think everyone should know of what level of damage this man can deal.
Oh, he's the most mechanically gifted guy in North America. That's my go-to introduction with him. And this guy's an absolute monster. And when he gets confident, as you can see on some of these highlights, just anything can happen. Feel good player. And I think the music's very demonstrative of the style of play there he goes with it as well. He's just an absolute machine.
That's beautiful. Fantastic highlight for a fantastic man with a humiliation frag and thrown in just for the good gestures. Yeah, just sprinkled on.
Little peppered.
Get you excited. But his opponent in GNiK. Now, what are your thoughts on GNiK as a whole?
He's had some highlights. You know, there's been a lot of positive things about him. When he did beat Brick in Italy, it was a tense game. It was his first experience on LAN, but he then proceeded to take a map off Dahang on LAN, which is pretty damn good going, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
He's had some positive things in the online stages as well, but I don't think he's really shone quite as brightly as he did in Italy. So I wonder if he's got anything more to give to us. He usually has at least one very good map in a tank, which is where I think that we could see a 2-1. But at the moment I'm predicting that psygib's going to be able to overcome those kind of meatballs being thrown at him.
You'd hope so. Just knock him out the way. Swift backhand.
Exactly. Not molten cake, molten meatball. Never mind. I'm working on my material.
That's all right.
Right.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll do. In the downtime, we'll do some.
Can you
some
write
research.
it for me, actually? If you
Yeah. I'll write you some quips.
Yeah.
I'll email them over.
Don't people who are in productions usually have like someone writing the script for them. I just need that.
We'll get your script right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, what we'll do is we'll move on to the picks and bans.
It's encouraging.
And then we'll come up with some little bits. I'll send them over in the week. You can use them. It'll be fine. We'll do some improv classes. Well, let's have a look at what we have in store though. Awoken, Molten, and Corrupted Keep being our 3 maps.
Right, we've got Doom, Ranger off the start. psygib very exciting with Ranger. A lot of mobility though from GNiK to work with, of course, but could be absolute huge bursts of DPS if he gets too close to psygib, as we saw in the game with Dramus and Dewey. Molten Falls having the strong out from GNiK. Excited to see what he can do with that. Not normally the go-to champion I would see from him, but Visor, kind of a staple pick, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Should be able to put up with the pressure too from Strog. It's not quite as fast as Slash or as beefy as Solag. And then down at the end, a bit of a contrasting style of play with BJ and Galena. I'm still feeling quite good about psygib at the moment, but you honestly never know with GNiK. GNiK can suddenly just turn up and do something unbelievable. So I think we could maybe count on that. Maybe.
Potentially.
Strong, maybe.
Yeah. Big if true, potentially. Big if true.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do agree with you though. I feel like this is going to be the psygib game show really, where he's going to come in just absolutely living it.
He needs it as well, I think, to have the right kind of confidence moving up towards Italy at the same time. Sorry, towards
Poland.
Katowice.
Yeah.
We're there. Otherwise, yeah, it may be scary what kind of shape. It's like, again, these games are important to get you into that sort of rhythm for Katowice, and yeah, failure now can possibly set for the wrong footing.
Oh yeah, I mean, in terms of being your last few officials that you're going to play, obviously on the build-up in Quake Pro League, this is really where not only do you want to prove a point inside the server, but try and get as many points as possible. In 10th place currently, psygib, not in a bad spot, nowhere near relegation, but if he wants to try and climb a little bit higher, push that seeding up closer towards Poland, obviously this is the time to do so. And GNiK, obviously being in 20th place, not great.
I mean, he's got a really, really tough road for himself to get out of the relegation spot. I mean, he needs to find 3-0s out of somewhere. Otherwise, it's like you're just, down in the dumps a little bit, and you're going to be facing that tense match right off the get-go when you get into Katowice. So, I mean, everything to play for GNiK. And I wonder if that was going to give him that extra little boost, or on the contrary, if that's the amount of pressure that can make a man break.
Yeah. It's going to be rough. I mean, you never know. Maybe that'll be the storyline if GNiK goes through in towards Poland, obviously beating Brick, coming in to steal away his spot in relegation. Could that happen to him? Time will tell. But for now, though, we are ready to kick things off. GNiK versus psygib as we kick it off here on Awoken. A lot of Awoken today.
Yeah, loads. Love me Awoken. I think he was talking about the warm-up kills that he was getting.
Was he? Is he giving it?
Did you know when you're really sick in warm-up, you're playing it, oh my god, I'm hitting the most insane stuff, and then you can't hit a single rail shot to save your life when it gets to the real game? I hope it's not one of those.
ZSX breaks his router again.
Yeah.
Headbutts it.
He just changes his mouse 6 times in a game.
Classic.
I'm not even exaggerating, it's just him.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got... I'll talk about it later. We've got a fight at the moment happening from the heavy, and the rockets, it is GNiK going to go down. A little orb engagement from psygib brings some sweet success.
Sorry, we'll talk about it on our podcast later on tonight, Zoo.
What's our podcast called? That's putting you on the spot.
Quake. Just Quake.
Nice.
Yeah, Quake talk with Zoot and Jackie. psygib looking to try and stop any talking from GNiK right now as he wants to forcibly remove his lips from his body. Can't quite connect the rail just yet though. The rocket is going to be shot across to try and blow him to pieces. Dire Orb doesn't really land where he wanted it to, and he does start to back off. Not too much to work with on the stack there. Luckily, scavenges a few of those smaller health bubbles to replenish himself. LG comes out to say hello. There's a fair bit of damage back on towards GNiK.
Falters just for a second, psygib, so it slows down his roots. That's a good rail shot. 88 health, it's so risky to poke your face out there. He wanted that heavy so much. And GNiK gets a hard punish on him.
I was almost certain that was going to be another ring out.
I think we're not quite at the quota yet.
We're not.
So
Normally we've had way more.
We need a couple more. So we're on Awoken. Very, very possible.
It is the prime ring out map.
Yeah, donut ring on the lake.
Ooh. psygib straight in, aggressing. Oh, GNiK. How has he been able to steal away that frag? Finds the pick on towards psygib, salvages another kill as they do go 2-1 in the early game. An awkward confrontation, but one that could actually go his favour. Tries to turn the corner, zapping his way through psygib, trying to melt him down with the LG, but he could not capitalise. Instead, falls short, and it gets tied up once again, 2-2 apiece. psygib steals the Mega, and then scurries away.
He needs to be so careful with his health. There is the heavy up in a moment. Is he going to try and run away with this Berserk? It's so difficult to hit the Doom when he's doing that. We'll roll it out at 2-2 for the time being. With that Berserk down, psygib will have to find, well, another chance. GNiK's been using the Berserk loads already, though. This is not the first time. And normally Berserk is an ability that often gets neglected.
psygib hoping for the push to come towards him here as he fires out the warnings rockets. Going to make his move back over towards the Mega. 15 seconds till that's back up. We've got 20 seconds still left on the heavy as well. 4 rockets and a dream for psygib. If the timing would have been a bit better, he would have been able to actually stand there and take the fight, then pick up the Mega. Instead, he has to concede control of the Mega, takes a ton of damage, so he's left on 42 HP, and he's just done nothing.
Just got hide. Don't want to be a part of that. Mini rocket jump to get himself up. This is so difficult to get out. He's gonna. Oh, he misses. If he could have stayed on the ledge and dodged that, that would have been next level trickery.
Yeah, the shenanigans there would have been absolutely outrageous. Battling around the portal right now. They're both going to have to commit through it. GNiK on around 2 HP will finally fall as psygib will make a meal out of him with the lightning gun.
That was actually quite sick as well through the teleporter. The amount of damage he got and that he was avoiding all the rockets, just stepping back into the wall. That was well played.
Over by the hurty hole, looking through, peering in to see if GNiK is close by. The heavy has now come up. Oh, the sneaky play. Tries to assassinate GNiK as he pushes up onto the side. The miss with a follow-up rail might actually be the difference maker here, but no. It's not going to affect it in the grand scheme of things. The shotgun will still riddle GNiK and secure another frag for psygib.
Really ensuring he secures the mega health. Worth investing dire orbs into maintaining strong position. And now he's got that position over heavy. Snowball splattered out. He's going to chase around the corner actually. Tri-bolt to walk through. That's the edge away now. GNiK's in a fairly comfortable stack, so you're probably going to have to leave that area. Oh my god, that rocket is so close. 100 collective health and armor. GNiK should be able to get himself onto that mega health. Oh. A direct rocket around the corner. That's good night for psygib. Prediction rocket was unbelievable. Has he got more waiting to deliver? The mega is not far away. GNiK would love to take that item, and he can hear that psygib's behind, so there might be a chance to do that, in fact. Oh, a bit of vertical lightning gun. Great combo yet again. GNiK piling on the pressure once more. Looking good to take the lead soon, I dare say.
Yeah, that was a beautiful way to try and get yourself back into it. The rail. Looking to really rip his way through psygib right now. GNiK. It's tied up. Back over by the mega. 10 seconds till it spawns in. Instead, repositions, changes up his path as he starts to head up over the elevated angle, then bounce back in just as the mega spawns, but he repositions in just a nick of time. Luckily, he's still going to get it. There was no backstab from psygib.
No backstab at all. psygib's playing really cautious. He knows that GNiK's super stacked. It's very difficult for him to be convinced that going to an item is the right play. He's got to assume that GNiK's going to make a mistake with that. And he assumed correctly there, because GNiK totally let go of heavy.
LGM rockets out to try and make a mockery out of GNiK here. A couple of connects, a little bit of damage done. Can he actually find a frag here? 7 minutes into the game. They are still tied on kills.
Yeah, this could end in fireworks at some point. I would expect GNiK to actually take the lead next, to be honest, after all the positive work that he's had, but psygib's found a couple of avenues into the game. Aggressive jump up. There's a dire orb up in 2 seconds time, and suddenly it is GNiK that is the trappee. Orb onto the mega health. The punch won't do anything for him, and there's still a sizable amount of health remaining for psygib. Again, orbing to get items, to make himself a little bit more safe. It's not bad work at all from the Enigma.
psygib starting to push around. The tri-bolt bursting in air as both of the shots are going to connect. He finally has the major items in his back pocket once again, though. He's got a little bit of an edge. Something that could actually help him out when they do get into a real firefight. Fighting down from above. He has that one frag advantage, but how long can he maintain it for?
I mean, if he's able to keep up this control, then I can see him running it all the way home, to be fair. But it's about getting into those fights. Don't force yourself into something that you don't need to be a part of. Get the entry damage in first, and GNiK's going to have a very hard time getting in. Again, these choke points, approach with caution. And this heavy's difficult for him to move into. He needs to know exactly where GNiK's playing from so that he can react. And he hears he's in lightning gun room. I have a free route over. A quick reposition up to mega health. And there's another rotation of major items that GNiK simply can't contend with. He needs to find a stray rail shot. That's really going to be his main avenue into the game.
Not much time left here on Awoken. Still only one frag between the two. GNiK, he's looking to try and initiate now because he knows it's now or never. Throws himself back up, but he misses the rocket jump. Oh, he might have just shot himself in the foot right there.
There's still another chance. It's got to find him close, though. Knows where he is. Big rail, in fact, from psygib. He's got to just gun it up the top. But that lightning gun is just going to seal the deal. GNiK's going to call GG from that 6-4. psygib just defensive. GNiK didn't really try to close the gap fast enough, and then all of a sudden you get that rail at the end, and it's like, oh, well, now I really can't contest versus, you know, fully stacked psygib. So, yeah, beautifully. Like, GNiK had more damage. He just had so much less control than psygib did that he needed probably 500 extra additional damage against the 2.7k that psygib had to make it just that little bit closer and give him that real chance to get him into the lead.
It's unfortunate that it gets stripped away from him like that. There was a couple of opportunities to slip back in, but you know, a very calm game of Awoken there, quite collected. No outrageous plays.
Yeah, there was a moment where GNiK, I think, lost the heavy timing too when he had himself going on those full rotations. His timing was brilliant at the beginning of the map, but then all of a sudden, momentary lapse of focus. You give that chance to psygib, who seems to be, you know, head totally screwed on within the match. He secures himself those first 4 points. Is he going to be on his way to that road to the 3-0? It's still a good performance from GNiK. This is not an easy match for him whatsoever. And we are going to have Molten Falls next to see if he's got what it takes to go head-to-head with him.
Yeah, it's good stuff. A nice way to kick it off and put yourself into the driving seat for the series, though. psygib definitely looking like he is poised with a couple of the shots we actually saw picked up.
That was my favourite frag, actually, the one that GNiK got. Just on the edge. When you got 50 health, 50 armor, it's just beautiful. Oh, it was the shotgun that took him down, too. Yeah, glorious work. And here it is, GNiK, you got one way up. And I'm just going to block it there for you. You got nothing you can do.
Yeah, no pathway to find his way across. Unlucky, really, at that point. Obviously, it's just a better angle. And I mean, the LG, if you can land the shots from a top-down position, you are just going to strip your way through your opponent, and that's what he did. So Awoken, closed down. We do have our first map going away.
Definitely. Well, we've got Molten Falls next with Visor and Strog. It is going to be GNiK on the Strog and Pika, and we've got Visor obviously for psygib. It's not going to be quite the same as the /Solar game that we saw between Dewey and Dramis, but I expect that we should have a little bit of action going on. You're trying to build those opportunities with the Visor, trying to find those routes for damage, and I really hope we see Pika plays coming in. We saw a bit of good damage from Chron earlier on, but I hope we have it a little bit more unrelenting.
No, I do like it when a player actually makes full use of Pika based off cooldown. When we actually see him, obviously if it's the right time to use it, but if you try and get it out as much as possible whenever it's off CD, it seems like it's way more worth the bang for your buck that you get. And there's just so many more opportunities to be a nuisance, really.
And it's really cool to have that just quick momentary wall hack. Piercing sight for a second. It can sometimes make the difference between how you're going to reposition, or even just being able to predict when you're seeing through the walls. But having that information can change quite a lot of things in that very short time frame.
Oh, it's definitely worthwhile to try and get it off as much as possible. So hopefully we see a little bit more utilization. I would like to, or at the very least, some key uses of it, because obviously that's what Zron did quite well when he did commit to using it. Very effective. Yeah. So much damage was found with it. Are we going to see a bit more poking and prodding with a Pika? Only time will tell. Map 2 is kicking off now, though, as we carry on with our series between GNiK and psygib.
Oh, we are on board with psygib to start with, as he gets rocket side of the map. Quickly bolting up to get the LG, making sure there's no chaos happening down at the Mega. Doesn't have to watch out for any stray rail angles. Everything is good in his world. And now this is a classic fight. Things you've made the noise now, psygib. Just go crazy. It's had enough. There's that. Ooh, there's a heavy. I'll go for that. I'll see if I can go for 2 big items. Rendezvous down at the bottom. Movement missed for a second. That can sometimes make the difference. GNiK's not going into any predictive rockets at all at the moment. He's playing quite careful, and he has got a good stack. Oh, that's a huge rocket from psygib. Can't find the follow-up rail. Is a little bit vulnerable. Going to back off to a light 225s and the imminently spawning heavy, where GNiK has it covered.
One minute in. No kills found just yet. The Mega is going to be stolen away from psygib, right under his nose by GNiK, who then starts to make his move back across. Visor is going to be popped. The tactical does give an inkling of what is going on. Good use of the rocket as well. Leads it straight in to get a little boop off back onto GNiK. Heavy's about to come up, and it seems like there might be a scrap over it.
Can psygib even get close? He doesn't even want to show his face, even for a moment. Mega will be up next, but that drop down to calculate going for it. He's knocked off his perch just for a second. And now he's down to a sort of default stack. And that's a great rail. Can he get on the 225s fast enough? He's going to be chased around the corner. Has to defend as much as he can, but GNiK's LG is just not letting go. 1-0 for him. It's been a very good start for GNiK. He's been taking control of the map immensely well. Can he hold on, though? You know, for the long haul.
Well, that's something that only time will tell. Both of them so low there. Luckily for the 50 HP pickup. And the frag with the rail as he drops down. GNiK 2-0 right now. Worlds apart from what we had in Awoken already.
That was a great rail angle to go for. Brilliant read of the game. Oh, hello. Snowballs to the head.
LG coming out. psygib taking a ton of damage. The full frontal assault there. Being dished out by GNiK. Doesn't have much armor. Low on stack now as well. psygib in a much better position. Fully commits with the rail. With the nails, rather, as he just bounces around the corner, spamming down upon him. GNiK. Oh, he could actually fall short here.
I see you still, GNiK. You're not going to surprise me just yet. Ooh, a little rail shot. Piercing sight helping him out quite well. Just cutting off that angle so he can get himself that free major item. psygib very nicely back into the game at the moment. And now needs to find a pathway to heavy.
psygib trying to get a bit aggressive as he leaps his way around. Once again, they find contact between each other. GNiK low on stack, being forced back. He can't get the Mega, and he isn't going to be breathing anymore as psygib lands the rail shot. A filthy one at that as well. GNiK uses the pick, it gets tracked down, has nothing less to work with, and then is blown to bits for psygib's 4th frag.
The Pika play was pretty unusual just there. I think he used it and then heard the sound cue and was like, no, I don't want to use it yet. Somehow GNiK wins the fight down at heavy, though. psygib faltering a little bit. There was an opportunity there for a frag for GNiK. Misses that follow-up rail. And psygib's still going to drop down and go for that mega health. Even though he took a rail afterwards, it really limits the amount of stack that GNiK can work with. psygib, if he can defend heavy armor, then this is a pretty massive play.
GNiK, elevated angle, peering down, looking to find his opponent. Should spot him out here as he turns the corner. Not really given much of a chance to actually battle against psygib. Beginning to actually keep their distance between each other now. Here's the initiation, though. Zoo as he dives in. Wow, that
Super
was
strong.
Quick work. 2 beautifully done rockets.
I mean, it's as clean as he needs it to be, especially if he's got a heavy bringing him to that level of overstack. That's very good news for him. And now to pin himself to the top of heavy. psygib not in the room at all. He's got a Pika to do some exploring if he wants it to. There's certainly more resources available to him. Baiting out won't do anything, but I mean, that's as fully stacked as you want to be, right? Mega will be up next, trying to bait in a little bit, wants to find a way to get some extra damage out, but psygib is going to bite on. He sticks around for a little bit before taking the mega health and actually does a pretty good job of eliminating the overstack that GNiK's got. So the plan backfires a little bit, I'd say, for the Canadian.
Ooh. Connection from the rocket. Firing down, being able to land quite a few nice little shots here and there. Plays with the time in the audio cue is going to work out quite well. Suspected the push to come around the corner. GNiK looking to bail out, but still commits to the fight. Went back through. The LG was tasty. The rail was absolutely sublime. And another frag has been picked up. 5-4 are the scores on the doors, but GNiK looking like he is going to perish. That'll be the kill found for psygib, and again, it's tied.
Some good rails out from psygib. I was worried that he was struggling because the piercing sight, I think, only netted him 1 rail, but he hit everything that he needed to afterwards. And it's like, I've taken the rocket, but I know you've been here within the last 5 seconds. Oh, you do not want to get caught out with rail close range. Lucky to get away with that. He's only going to spam for a second as he'll just fade away. 5-5 is not a shabby scoreline to be with. And prevents himself from running into more trouble as GNiK is asserting himself around the map.
Good tag with the rocket, straight up the bounce pad. The mid-air rocket connection is absolutely beautiful. psygib lucky to even be breathing at this point.
I thought we were going to get that out of bounds for a second. That rocket was so nice. But GNiK is going to get, again, full control of major items, and psygib's left wondering, where the hell is everything else on the map?
Hoping to land the shot there as he was pre-aiming through the wall off the back of the visor. But it isn't going to work out.
psygib needs his ability back up as soon as possible. Nice little shutdown rocket. Good news to not receive the rail. And as soon as he stops hearing the sound cues, he can get back up to it. He manages to get on the heavy. GNiK relinquishes control of it. Early setup on the mega health. LG on LG here. There's rockets out now for GNiK. Not bad. Push psygib into a corner, which allows him to get onto mega. But now with only 100 health to go, he's going to be found. GNiK got to fall at the worst time, but almost a mutual kill. Down to 2 health. As psygib's got to survive now for 45 seconds. That's not a lot of time. The nail gun's not done too badly. Is there going to be a push? The lightning gun just makes it.
That's crazy.
That was so close. So close.
That keeps it tied. Keeps us working closer and closer towards an overtime here. Unless one of these two is able to net themselves another frag within the space of the next 30 seconds and maintain that lead.
Saw the gun barrel, but no love from it. psygib, I think, is going to back away from that. So close to these rails landing. We're going to get our first sudden death of the day, it appears.
Sudden death.
Here we go. Sudden death it is. It all comes down to this. The pushing behind. GNiK. It looked like that might have been the platter he was hoping for.
Oh god, he misses that crucial rail shot up the bounce pad, and now psygib starting to defend a bit, equalize those stacks. Down to nerves a little bit at this stage. Was a direct rocket. Can't quite hit the rail. psygib is still hanging around. There's 3 seconds left until the heavy armor, but there's the drop at the wrong moment. psygib somehow turns the situation on its head and gets the better of GNiK.
Wow, as if that's the way it's decided into a sudden death on a drop like that. God damn, the rocket
it's a family show,
staying in
it's a
his
family
memory
show.
forever. Yeah. My goodness.
But the drop, I don't know why he dropped. I mean, you can't really take the heavy because you just walk into psygib's hands. You have to bait in everything. Somehow psygib was getting like a lot of damage up at the lip, which GNiK wasn't able to avoid. He'd done such a good job of getting the entry damage though into psygib. It's just like, where's that last piece of damage? Where's that last
the final
bit that I
blow.
need?
Man, that's crazy.
It's like they both wanted to end it there. I dare say that GNiK wanted to end the game a bit. Actually, no. psygib was in a crazy position as well. He could have probably faded away out towards Lightning Gun, but he decided to actually push in to the heavy. I thought that was a seriously ballsy move. He knows that the rocket angles are difficult to hit. The vertical rail angles are even harder to hit. Likewise with the LG. I think he did some very quick calculations and decided, yeah, this is what I'm going to do with it. This is how I'm going to win. It would be so unexpected, and it really was.
Bit of quick maths. Decision was made, and the gamble paid off as psygib now with 2 maps under his belt here in the series versus GNiK, and it all comes down to the third and final decider. Is he going to be able to maintain the excellence that is shown on the server here? Because this game was so close. On paper, it could have been even closer.
So he had 82 health dropping down, which one big rocket could have changed everything, but suddenly GNiK, maybe with the slight help of a rocket propelling him off, yeah, that's nasty. And it's difficult to react to that too.
Oh yeah.
So 2-0 at the moment for psygib. I mean, we called 3-0 at the beginning, but we said it would be close, right? And there's still a chance for it to be 2-1, obviously.
Yes.
But the games are close.
Oh, that was very close right there. Literally,
they're meeting
down
their
to the
bargain.
wire.
You know, this is what we contracted with the players. So
we're hitting our marks. They're doing
Yes.
the storylines. It's going well.
Excellent.
I'm glad. Yeah, for the final map decider coming up though between these two, really to see if this is going to be a 2-1 split or if this will be the full 3-0 and 16 points going the way to psygib, which in 10th place, if you get a full 16, he is going to have a grin on his face.
Definitely, and it is going to be Corrupted Keep that we get to have right at the end. We've got a Galena for psygib. We've got a BJ Blazkowicz for GNiK. Galena has been probably over the last year or so been the most popular champion, I'd say, on Corrupted Keep. Which is strange. You can kind of build lots of nice traps with the totems, but there have also been some spots where you can pick if you want to increase the totem count that you have to get towards the overstack healing. But BJ as well has definitely been up there, and he's proven to be an absolute menace, especially when you're connecting with your akimbo. Can get pretty nasty. And I think GNiK's aim has actually been really solid today, so I wonder if he can put that fear into psygib's eyes.
Well, let's find out. Here we are as we move on back over to Corrupted Keep. Who is going to be succumbing to the corruption? An instant usage there of the akimbo, straight away popping it, hoping to get some double damage off, but it isn't going to work out too well. It just strikes a small amount of fear in towards psygib, and the GNiK looks to reposition.
A little denial. Why not? Oh, not a bad amount of damage. He's going to commit to this bit. The shotgun hurts, but it works out for him. psygib not expecting that level of aggression.
No, he didn't expect the overcommit.
Wow, okay.
That's already a second frag, I guess.
psygib just dished that one up, nice and fresh.
Oh no, is he going to be able to get himself a third as well? Uses the dual wield, psygib incredibly low. The double shotgun comes out, but he'll only need 1. 2 barrels is all he needs, not 4.
I mean, what a start from GNiK. He's mad after the end of that last one. Oh, the rockets again, pushing psygib everywhere that he wants. That's going to be a major item, thank you please. It's going to be a second one in a second. And a snap reaction to the totem there too.
Big timing on the rotation just as he gets there, picks up the heavy, now looking for another fight. This could be his 5th frag already, which it will. Direct connect with the rocket.
Off the spawn. It's a great play, actually, with the dual wield. He just couldn't quite find his way through the doorway fast enough. psygib sneaks out successfully. It will be the heavy in a second. GNiK might be a little late for this. It could be a close challenge. Great rockets from psygib, but the amount of HMG damage he's giving up has been too much.
He's going to be looking for the frag here as well, knowing he was fairly low. There's still 9 seconds till the Mega Spawn comes in, and that is going to be another capitalization. 6-0. 2 minutes into the game, another Mega can be taken for GNiK, and he's still landing shots. This is going to be 7-0, surely.
I think this is the map that he also took off of The Hang in Italy, in fact. There's something about him here on Corrupted Keep that just screams success. 7-1, gets the little refrag in. I love his switches to machine gun as well. He's really showcasing like how useful that weapon can be. Dual wield starting machine gun though. Go with anything. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Or maybe on this instance you probably should, but you know, it's still good.
It's still salvageable. Still there. Let's see if it can happen. psygib, elevated angle of play, trying to zap him down with the LG. GNiK, his health bar being burnt through, running out of stack. Does overcommit, does overface a fair few times, and goes into the unknown, takes the damage and pays the price. Oh,
that was quite tasty.
That was good. Wow.
No health bubble for you. There is a mega health if needed. No comment, literally.
Just Goomba stomping rockets left, right, and centre. Only 3 minutes into the game and already so frags have occurred. There is bloodlust on display right now between these two. Super Shotgun comes out to slay.
Oh my god.
Slay it will as GNiK dies once again.
That was a little mid-air there. Gotta be scared for just a second. GNiK coming close once more. Dual wield nail guns and it just dispatches of him immediately. 8-5, trying to slow down the comeback that psygib's making, but rockets held in the air for a second. He's got some rockets of his own. psygib's super weak, has to get out of there a little bit. Heals up on the 225s and the 50. We're only 4 minutes into this. This has got like CNZ Tox levels.
Oh, it's crazy how many frags and how close this game is already. Picks up the Mega. GNiK now looking to actually fight a little bit as he feels he's got the confidence to poke and prod. Dive bombs in. Doesn't get too much for it.
Uh-oh. psygib's in a dangerous position at the moment. Oh, the rocket through the grates. And again, he finds him on his way down again. Another rocket very close from psygib. Pushed into his totem. These guys are showing some just insane movement at the moment. Eventually, we trickle into that kill. Mega health. Looking for that no-look explosion. psygib's kind of stuck up here, though. He has got a totem, so he'll be up to 100 HP, but navigating his way out is definitely not the easiest thing.
GNiK doing a good job of leading right now, taking out the turrets, totems as he goes as well. Looks to try and establish control of the Mega, and I believe he should be able to steal this one away. Actually, no. psygib rotates back around, snatches it.
It's like he lost confidence a little bit in his play. I actually quite liked what he was doing. But maybe he felt he was too early for the item, which is fair enough. And he's now been played off 2 big items. psygib, and we could be entering his era now. It's been his era all series long. Up until we got to Corrupted Keep. It's a lot of LG damage. There's been a bit of a helping hand from the totem, and no more LG ammunition for GNiK. Spells disaster. And now psygib might be able to get himself back into the map even more so.
Still so much more that has to be done, though. He's not out of the woods just yet. And this is potentially going to be a rough game from this point forward. psygib now gets all 3 of those totems down. A lot of damage done with the LG. That was almost a follow-up frag. Trying to find it with the MG as well.
Spamming everywhere. It's like, give me that HMG damage. Pushing down, has a little bit more ammunition once again, but there is the Mega health. I think he can fight actually for... He's pushing through choke points like mad. But not enough of a punish for GNiK, and GNiK relinquishes control of that heavy. Again, I'm loving the constant DPS we've got at these exits. Oh, mid-air! Almost another one going full chain on this, but psygib flips it around at the last second. That was seriously close to godlike. GNiK's got mad again! We got one more from psygib! What's happening, Jackie? Calm me down for a second.
God, that is absolute savagery. 9-8. It's so close to being tied up. Both of them are playing their hearts out here in the third and final map. psygib, full commit. He does not want to let this one slip away. He wants to get those extra points, the full 16, not just a measly 8. Has the elevated angle. Spam coming down with the rockets. Big connection there on towards GNiK. Can he get the kill? Can he capitalize? He's losing HP. But he's very susceptible. He dives in, and GNiK takes it to 10.
That was not the one. That was not the one, psygib. He's going to go for an attack, though, on the heavy. He's going to be able to take it, in fact. Through the teleporter, still taking a bit of a beating, but has denied those resources, but needs to get out of the way of that dual wield. And yeah, that's a longful look over at the light armor. GNiK's got that every day of the week. And psygib, he needs to chill for like 30 seconds, and then he needs to bring it back in. He's got to find resources from somewhere. And GNiK, big plays now, is just circulating that heavy and mega for as long as possible.
For as long as he sees fit, if it's going to maintain working for him. That's a heavy pickup. 6 seconds until Akimbo is off cooldown. Turns the corner with an LG. Fires out the warning bolt of lightning to try and scare his opposition. Instead, he is just going to slay them. psygib so low, the back rocket should finish him.
Oh my god.
Oh, he nearly goes down, but he still capitalizes with MG.
That was actually pretty insane still. psygib still has some resources to work with in this side of the map, but he can't hit the rockets that he needs. Can man live on LG alone? Well, GNiK can live on HMG alone, it seems like. He's been doing so much damage with that weapon this game. 60 seconds now to work with. psygib, what are you going to find? You need to get those miracle rockets out. That insane lightning gun. And dual wield as that deterrent pushes psygib out of the room. But the thing is, GNiK's also left, so we've got free resource for him. How's he going to chase? He knows where he is. Good rocket follow-up, almost knocked out of the map, but it's going to be walking into disaster yet again. GNiK looking to secure at least a couple of points in these remaining 30 seconds.
And it seems like he's going to be able to get them, as there is essentially no way that he can lose it from this point forward. It's a 12-8 scoreline. psygib so low as well. Could be once again walking into his doom if he over-aggresses towards GNiK. They're both low on stack, but the Mega's going to completely change that. LG comes out. You know what? Make it 2, or just have 2 rockets to the face. Instead, it's the lightning gun of psygib to secure a consolation frag on the way out the door. It's a 2-1 split of points. Oh, there you go.
They have a little side bet going on there. I like that.
Yeah,
that's nice.
A little bit of banter.
Man, what a roller coaster right there. That was very like CNZ and Tox.
Yeah.
Because that map was back and forth, back and forth. We had some great action here on Corrupted Keep. Getting quite a bit of Corrupted Keep today, and I've been really, really enjoying it. But way more aggression than I would have expected, even from these two players. They just seemed like they were up for a brawl.
It was literally just a scrap, right? Every round was just continuously duking it out over the course of that one. They didn't give a damn about slowing it down. It was all about high-octane Quake.
Yeah, I think I blacked out there because these highlights are going to remind me exactly what happened. It was pure insanity. It started off really the GNiK show, to be honest. He had a great lot of slaying going off the early portions, and it looked like psygib was kind of giving himself up a little bit. But he brought it back and was very nearly able to make that full recovery. And just the HMG work from GNiK has been absolutely amazing. Really showing the importance. You've got the trifecta, rocket, rail, lightning gun. But then in these certain maps and certain instances, you've got really important secondary weapons like the HMG. Which gets a good amount of usage here. And indeed on a lot of maps, but I think a particularly large amount on Corrupted Keep.
Some of the shots were just absolute filth that we had coming out from GNiK here. Really stepping up into this third map.
How many near double air rockets did we get from GNiK 2?
Oh, man.
It was so close to having the most insane things happening from him. It was already insanity. But that would have been absolutely... Over here, oh my god.
Oh,
it was so close. It just slight misjudgment of like the speed of the trajectory. But you can't really fault someone for missing that shot. No one should be hitting that shot.
Oh, it is so crazy how this game went down on the scoreline that we've eventually been served up with GNiK coming out on top. Really fought tooth and nail to barely scrape out ahead in the last few seconds of the game, and of course close it down. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I like it. What a way to go.
Oh yeah, definitely looking good.
That's a way to close out a small block of the NA action that we've been getting, because we could return to some EU matches in a short few, as we've got some real hotspots to deliver. I think we got a match that we can look at. What is next? I think I need to learn myself. It's going to be Awoken versus Cooler. This is actually insane. These guys historically have had some of the closest games ever. Something that might be in some people's minds at the moment would be DreamHack Winter 2018 semi-finals, where they had an insane series, which lasted like 2 hours. It was on the previous dual format, and Awoken eventually won that, went to the finals, but he was totally spent from it. It was like everything, blood, sweat, tears, the whole lot, and it resembles a lot of the series that they have had throughout all of historical Quake tournaments. I'm really hoping that this is going to be as good as history tells me it should be.
Oh yeah, the excitement is there. Zoot's pumped up for this one, so that means you know it's going to be good. You will not want to miss it. When we return from the break, we are going to be delving straight into that. If you're a fan of Awoken Cooler, you are going to love to see this one. So join us for that after break.